African youth poor and how to break free is brought to you by Money Sense Academy. Like and follow our page for more intriguing contents like this. Gather round, young warriors and future queens of Africa. Tonight, I will tell you a tale as old as our rivers and as wise as the baobab tree, the tale of a young man named Okun, from the Ani local government area. Okun, like many of you, had big dreams. He dreamed of wealth and greatness, of building a future for himself and his family. But, like a bird trapped in a hunter's net, Okun was held back by powerful myths, whispers of false wisdom passed down from generation to generation. These myths, my children, are the same ones that hold many of us back today. So listen closely, for tonight I will reveal the 5 great money myths that keep Nigerian youths, in fact African youths, poor, and how you can break free from them, just as Okun did. Myth 1. Money is the root of all evil. It all began when Okun was a young boy. He often heard the elders say, "Beware, Okun. Money is the root of all evil. It poisons the heart and destroys families." This belief was as deep as the river in Oron. Okun thought to himself, if wealth brings nothing but trouble, then perhaps it is better to remain poor and pure. So, he kept his pockets empty and his head down, thinking he was doing the right thing. But one day, the village griot, an old woman with eyes as sharp as an eagle's and a smile as warm as the sun, called Okun over. She led him to the great river and said, "Look at this river, Okun. It gives life to our crops, quenches our thirst, and carries our canoes. But if the rains come too heavily, it can flood our homes and destroy our fields. Does that make the river evil?" Okun shook his head in confusion. "No, mother," he said. "Exactly," she replied. "Money is like this river. It is a tool, neither good nor bad. It is how you use it that matters. You can use it to build bridges or destroy villages. Remember, Okun, it is not the wealth that corrupts the heart, but a heart that loves wealth above all else." And so, Okun learned his first lesson: money is not evil. It is the love of money without purpose that leads us astray. My young listeners at Money Sense Academy, let this be your first step to freedom. Use money as a tool, not as your master. Myth 2. You need money to make money. As Okun grew older, he began to look for ways to create wealth. But everywhere he turned, he heard the same refrain: you need money to make money. The elders told him, if you have no gold, you cannot grow gold. So Okun waited and waited, hoping that one day fortune would find him. One day, as he sat by the market, watching traders count their profits, the griot sat beside him. She watched him for a moment and then asked, "Do you know the story of the palm kernel, Okun?" "No, mother," Okun replied. She smiled. "It begins as a small, hard seed, planted deep in the earth. It has no gold, no riches, yet with patience, water, and sunlight, it grows tall, giving shade, food, and oil to the village. Tell me, Okun, did the seed need gold to grow?" Okun realized his mistake. He had been waiting for wealth to come before starting his journey, instead of using what little he had to plant the seeds of his future. My children, the griot continued, the greatest wealth often comes from the smallest of beginnings. Start with what you have, even if it is little. Use your skills, your knowledge, and your time wisely. Do not wait for riches to find you, go out and create your own opportunities. And so, Okun learned his second lesson: wealth does not come to those who wait, it comes to those who work, learn, and grow from the smallest of seeds. Myth 3. Education guarantees wealth. Okun was the most educated man in his village, with certificates piled as high as the tallest elephant grass. He had gone to the city, studied hard, and returned with great knowledge. He thought, surely, now that I am educated, riches will follow. But when he sought wealth, he found only disappointment. His certificates did not feed his stomach, nor did they build his house. The griot found him sitting by the fire one evening, looking downcast. "Okun," she said, "do you know the story of the hunter and the lion?" Okun shook his head. A hunter once set out into the forest with the finest spear, the strongest bow, and the sharpest knife. He was well prepared, yet he returned empty-handed. Meanwhile, a young boy with no weapon but his wits caught a rabbit for his family. Knowledge is the spear, Okun, but you must know how to hunt with it. Education lights the path, but it is up to you to walk it. She continued, do not wait for your certificates to bring you wealth. Put your knowledge to work. Learn the ways of the market, the art of negotiation, the skills that cannot be taught in a classroom. Okun realized then that while education was valuable, it was not enough on its own. And so, he learned his third lesson: education opens doors, but it is your actions that lead you through. Myth 4: quick money is the best money. Okun's heart raced when he heard the promise of quick riches. Invest here, a stranger told him, and your money will double overnight. The idea of fast wealth filled Okun with excitement. He gave away all he had, chasing the dream of easy money. But like the smoke from a dying fire, the stranger vanished, taking Okun's savings with him. The griot found Okun weeping by the riverbank. She put her hand on his shoulder and said, "Quick money is like a mirage in the desert. It shines brightly from afar, but when you get close, it vanishes into thin air. True wealth, Okun, is built with strong hands and a patient heart, like a house made of stone instead of straw." And so, Okun learned his fourth lesson. There are no shortcuts to lasting wealth. Patience and persistence are the true paths to prosperity. Myth 5: you must follow the crowd to succeed. Okun noticed that everyone in the market was selling the same goods, following the same trends. He thought, if everyone is doing it, it must be the way to wealth. So he joined them, only to find the market crowded and his profit small. The griot smiled and said, "Okun, do you see the fish that swims against the current? It finds waters where others do not go, rich with food and life. If you follow the crowd, you will find only what everyone else finds. But if you dare to be different, you will discover riches where others see none." Okun realized then that true success comes not from following the crowd, but from finding his own path. And so, he learned his fifth lesson: be bold, be different, and find your own way to success. 5 money myths keeping African youths poor, and how to break free, is brought to you by Money Sense Academy. Like and follow our page for more intriguing contents like this.
Yeah, hello, thank you. Keep sharing this page if you have not done that. Share this page now if you have not done that. We just finished our short lecture for today, and we'll be going straight to the business of the day. Okay. Yeah, you can read from the timeline under. So it is my belief that tough times don't last, only tough people do. In today's session in Money Sense Academy, we won't be having too much of a lecture. The lecture we just had on that 8 minute video is enough. So understanding the economic situations that a lot of you are going through at the moment, today was designed to have some feedbacks from existing business owners. There is a link in the comment section where you can click and join this session. So when you join, you are going to be first at the back ends with me, and thereafter you are going to be live. So right here we have Mbotidembasi, we have Renzel Cleaning Services. So you are welcome. We are expecting 10 people for today's session. So as they come in, we are going to be introducing them. So Mbotidem, are you able to hear me?
I can hear you, sir.
Oh, that's good.
I can hear you. Yeah.
Renzel Cleaning, are you able to hear me?
Yeah, I'm hearing you, sir.
Beautiful. So any other person that is joining the live stream should try and be with an earphone. Without an earphone, your voice will echo. So you try to be with an earphone. I hope my own voice is clear as well. So today is going to be simple. We'll be giving just 5 minutes to each and every one of us. Anyone coming on stage will just speak for 5 minutes. And like we have said, today is not for people who want to start a business. It is for people who already have a business. You've had a business, understand the format. When you come on stage, you are going to introduce yourself. When it's your time to talk, you introduce yourself for just 5 minutes. It's not a question and answer session because this is all about you. So you will introduce yourself, let us know your name and maybe where you operate your business and your type of business. And then you try to tell us how your business was performing before now. What I mean by before now is we all know when the economic situation became this tough. So you need to just let us know how was your business, what kind of business are you doing? How was the business before now? And how are you finding your business presently? What do you think are the causes and what do you think are the solutions? You are the one that will say everything. So ours is just to listen and understand what your business has been going through. And like I said, when you are speaking, don't look at it that you are speaking to me. This is a live session. Anybody can be tuning in at any time. So this is a global broadcast, and it is streaming presently in about 4 channels. So people are watching you. People are trying to understand what your situation is, and at the end of the day, it will give us a broader understanding of the way that we can relate with each other's businesses, because the overall aim of Money Sense Academy is growth and prosperity for entrepreneurs. So I will start with Botidem if you are ready, and you will just, like I said, introduce yourself, introduce your business, where it is located, where it has, how it had performed before now, how it is performing now, what the challenges are. It's only when you don't say a few things that I may ask questions. If not, it's not really supposed to be a question and answer session because it's about you. And I'm also looking at reading from the comment section. If I see any question that people may want to know more, I will ask you. If not, it's just for you to tell us and we get to understand. So, but to them, you may start. Thank you.
All right. Thank you very much, sir. Once again, good morning from here. My name is Mbotidem Basi. I'm from Akwa Ibom State, precisely from Ikono local government area. All right. The name of my business is Maps Global Agro Ventures. I deal on sales of hybrid Malaysian Tenera palm fruits, or sorry, the palm seeds and the seedlings. Yes, the business came to functionality since 2022. I think by then I was in my final year in the university. Then the business was going very well at the initial stage. After the market research, and I tried reaching out to a few persons before the first set of the palm seedlings arrived. After I placed order from the company, I had great sales and great orders coming in week after week, and that there was no date, or let me say there was no buy and there was no sales on credit, because things were readily affordable by then. So the business was actually going very well. Sales was coming in week after week. Orders was coming in month after month, time after time, and payment was made immediately after order is placed. But until early this year, when the business began to take a different shape entirely. So the major challenge that's sitting from early this year or some orders that came in from customers on credit. Most time customers now are beginning to place order on credit, maybe promising to pay after some times, right? Which is becoming a bit challenging to the business right away. And most time these are customers maybe that are being recommended by people who had earlier patronized the business, and so they may promise to pay maybe after some times, and most time you may decide to give out these palm seedlings to them, and it had to take more than a long time for them to make the payment. So this is actually paralyzing the foundation and the structure of the business, right? And we understand that is due to the current economic situation, and also people don't actually place orders as before again. Like before, one person can order for 100 palm seedlings, 200, 150, and maybe the least order you can get will be 50. But now most time if you have an order that is up to 50 seedlings at a time, oh, well, that's a very great sell. So, and everyone are complaining of the present economic situation, no money, this, and mostly sometimes people complain of the land size, right, for this investment. So currently, everything boils down to scarcity of money. Scarcity of money. Now, if you want to make great sales now, that means you must consider giving it out on credit and hoping to get the money later. In which, if I follow that trend now, that means the business may collapse, because normally a good business does not go on, debt and credit. So that is why I have to limit the rate of sales on credit now, so that I can still maintain the business and the foundation of the business can still remain firm. So that's the current challenge, and what I will say is actually going wrong currently in the business now. Thank you, sir.
Okay, thank you. I think I personally I didn't want to ask question, but I as you were talking, I was developing a lot of questions. But for the sake of network, we are going to allow the next person to speak now that his network is clear, so that we'll, since it is just both of you for now, we will go into an interactive session. So both of you will remain. We'll go into an interactive session. During that session, I may have to come back to you, Mbotidem, and ask you a few questions and come back to Renzel Cleaning Services. So for now, I think Renzel should have the floor and just talk about his own business and his achievements and challenges.
Hello, good morning, guys. Good morning, everybody. My name,
Yes, you will speak louder.
my name is Ifrete Udoma, the CEO of Renzel Cleaning Services.
Mm,
And I'm into,
your voice is very low.
I'm into cleaning,
Better, louder,
industrial,
please.
industrial cleaning, offices, houses, and fabrics too. Business generated the business from 2023. business was going well. People will work with me and I'll deliver them. Majority of the people that come for my business, my cleaning service, they'll pay and I'll render the service. But now people are coming on debt. They want you to finish the work and they'll plead to get the work, then they might want to pay later and it's always disagreeing. And that's an issue to any business structure. As at last year, my business was going well because as again, flow was at least six something, 700, even 800. But now that fuel is 1,250, 1,003, it's very hard to go and buy fuel. And even if you buy the fuel, you won't make the amount of money you use in buying fuel. My cleaning service is fluctuating because of the scarcity of fuel. To get a liter of fuel now, 1,250
People are really
pesos.
complaining that they can't hear you. Is it possible to shout, or you bring your phone closer to your mouth, shout a little? Everyone is complaining that your voice is very low.
So, a regular cleaning service is specialized in commercial and private cleaning
No, we can't see your
for a
face again.
variety of different clients. Are you seeing my face now?
No, no. Keep the phone like this. Ali, let's see your face better. Yeah, better.
Okay. So
Speak louder now.
my are you guys hearing me now?
Yeah, it's better now.
Okay. Renzel cleaning service was active, very, very active as at last year. I do cleaning service in offices, schools, and homes, fabrics. I handle all of that. Money was flowing, I spent for myself and my family. But early this year, early this year, when fuel started to fluctuate, the price was going up and people can't buy fuel. Even me, can't buy fuel the way I used to buy before. And my business is fluctuating really because of that. Because you have lack of electricity. Electricity is not standard. So to buy fuel is the main cause of fluctuating my business. And because of fuel, I'll be missing some work. I'll be missing some work because I don't have fuel sometimes. But if I have the fuel, people won't grant me the work because of the price I might give them because I bought fuel at a particular amount. So I'm even thinking of swapping to gas. I've seen so many guys using gas now to on their generator. I'm just thinking of doing that. That's my hard experience this year. The
Okay.
business was going all
Uh, Sorry, Redzel cleaning. Uh, I think
better.
I've been able to get a major part of your challenges being the cost of petrol, and the cost of petrol is affecting your business. In that, if you buy fuel at 1,000 plus, uh, your charge will be high, and people can't afford it. And also, you also complain that a lot of people want the services on credit. And you also complain that some people are not really patronizing, more people are not really patronizing you because of the economy. Okay, just before I go back to Mbochi, my question is, with these challenges that you have, what do you think is the solution? What do you on your own, what do you think is the solution to this problem in your business?
Is it for me on what day?
No, for you, for you.
For me, the
Renzel.
solution to my business. Okay, I have a plan, sir. My plan is to buy a gas cylinder, then connect it to my gym. It's more economical using a gas to start the gym to use. To use gas
Okay.
is more
Your
economical than
major solution
using
is to switch. Your major solution is to switch to CNG. To use CNG to power your generator instead of using petrol.
yes, yes,
So what does that take? It takes you to buy that converter, that converter that you will
yes,
add to your generator that will
yes, sir. That's
make
what a
you
whole
to
lot of
start
people
using
are
gas.
doing. And
Yes, they are just buying a little, they are just buying a small device. They will put that device in their
put the
generator,
device, yes, yes,
and that device will now start making use of instead of carburetor that uses
yes, sir.
petrol, that device will just convert that gas, and you can now use gas to it. Okay, uh, but then I followed your narration, and one of the things I gathered was you sell palm produce and the a Malaysian species of palm produce. And before now, the palm produce were a lot of customers came for this palm produce. But at the moment, you don't have many customers. The ones that come want credit. And you attribute the reason for that to be the harsh economy. So, to ask you question on that, my first question is, how long does it take for this palm produce to grow for someone to harvest it? Just a short answer.
It takes 4 years,
It takes 4 years.
four to five,
So
4 to 5 years. Yes.
yes, for someone to, and by a little approximation, what size of land can someone use to have a drum of oil during harvest? What size of land? Just not exactly, just approximately. What size of land or how many stands of the palm fruit can produce a drum of oil?
All right. Approximately 150 stands.
Approximately 150 stands. What is the current
Yeah.
price of a drum of oil today?
Um, I can go pay 25 liter.
Okay,
But I know 25, 20, 12, 25 liters, 12 gallons of 25 liters will give you a
makes
drum
one drum.
of
Yes,
oil.
yes.
Yes.
So one
So
plus
now
one liter is
25
how
liter now is 65,000 now.
65,000 times 12, just approximately 65,000 times 10 is 600,000, 650,000. 65 times 2 is 130. So 650,
Okay.
130, about 780. Is that, am I okay?
Yeah, yeah.
About
Yes.
780. So
Probably
approximately
780.
800,
About 780, yeah.
yeah, approximately 800,000. Okay.
800,000. Yeah.
Now, how much is your seedling? A packet of it.
A stand currently is 1,200 naira.
Okay. So now, your customers need 150 stands to have one drum, and a stand costs about 150 naira. So for the
No,
150
1,000.
stands,
1,000.
1,000 for the 150
Yeah.
stands, they need approximately 150,000, just rough work, approximately 150,000 to purchase the seedlings. They will plant it, they will put
Yes.
fertilizers, they will plant it, they will protect it from armed robbers, from thieves that go to harvest their crops, and they are going to wait for 4 years. And after 4 years, they are going to sell, and they are going to have approximately 800,000. Now,
Wow.
and when they harvest, there's a cost of harvesting, there is a cost of milling, there is a cost of transportation to the market. So let's say at the end of the day, they have spent up to 500,000 from the cost of buying of the seedlings down to the cost of production for you to have the palm oil in a drum. They spend like 500,000, and they sell for about 850. Now, my greatest worry as an investor, if I want to be an investor, you see this math I'm doing now. If I want to be an investor, I will look at it from the point of view that, okay, from production to cultivation, about 500,000 will be spent, and at the end of cultivation, about 850,000 will be made, or let's call it 800,000 will be made. So the profit is about 300,000, and I will ask myself, what is the time duration for me to have 300,000? And it is 4 years. And if I split that 4 years into every year, that means every year I'm having a profit of about uh, 300,000 at 4 years. I'm having less than 100,000, about 60,000 or so. Let's call it 100,000 profit in a year. And if I split 100,000 into 12 months, I'll be having about 8,000 naira profit in a month. And if I split 8,000 naira a month into 4 weeks, I'm having about 2,000 naira profit a week from that investment. Now, if you look at it from the perspective that I am looking at it, though I know it may not be exactly like that, but if you look at it from an investor perspective, from this statistics you are giving to me, it then looks like it is not very profiting. But I know that palm oil is a very profiting business. But you see, my worry with Nigeria, and especially Nigeria and our part of is that subsistence farming. You see, what you are saying is very economical, very okay, far more than what I have said. If your land is big, that you don't go for 150 stands. A land is big and you can have up to 10,000, 20,000 stands. That's how I'm looking at it. And then you make it more industrial. But you see, like what Samuel Sunday is saying, but it's more than that. I understand that it's more than that. The Mbotidem that is even speaking knows that I know much about oil as well. We are from the same community, you understand. But I always tell my people who are deep into it that, you see, in Africa, we don't calculate all our costs. We don't calculate all our costs. We calculate things in a way that, okay, yeah, I planted this crop, and when I harvested, I sold it, I made profit. But you see, if you begin to calculate your cost from the time of that the whole process will take, the number of staff, even if you are using your family members as your farmers, if you calculate it that you are paying these workers salary, if you calculate everything involved, which most times in the agriculture of our culture, we don't calculate those things. We just look at that there is a farm, we plant, we harvest, we sell, and we make money. But if you look at the energy imputed in achieving that, if you look at the manpower, if you look at the time duration, and the everything you put into it, you find out that sometimes most of our businesses are more like, it's more of a hobby than a business. There is a difference between a business and a hobby. You see, a hobby is something you do out of your pleasure for it. A business is the aim is profit, and most of the agriculture that we do are either subsistence farming to help our immediate family, or it is just as a hobby. We don't add all the costs. We look at the final cost and the final profit. We don't add all the costs involved. If you are planting okra, for example, and you plant okra in a 5 plots of land that you use in planting the okra, and you harvest the okra in 6 months, for example, the entire cost will start from the cost of renting that land, which most time you don't put it. But if you are renting that land, how much will you rent that land for 6 months? You start from there. How much are the workers that come to work there? Each time they come to weed, plant, harvest, how much did you pay them? Sometimes we use our family and friends to achieve this, but in the right sense of it, in the business aspect of it, how much is the cost? Just like the Renzel cleaning, if he is to access his cost, how much is the cost of the staff he's using, paying them salaries? If you add all that cost, how much is the cost of the fertilizer? How much is the cost of transporting that uh, product to the market, selling it, and then by the time you sell and you have 1 million naira, you don't look at that 1 million naira as your profit. It's not your profit. That 1 million naira is the total sales. It's not your profit. Your profit is only when you remove the cost of expenditure from that 1 million naira. That is only when you know the profit. Because sometimes we call our total sales profit. Our total sales cannot be profit. The profit is only total sales minus expenditure. And if you are calculating expenditure, you must calculate everything into it. And when you do that math, you will come to realize that most times, most of our businesses are not really businesses. We are just doing it to pass time. And that is why you may notice that you keep doing it over and over again, but you don't move from one level to the other. That means your economic level does not improve. But if you go look at some other people who add all these costs into, if you look at some other people who add all these expenditures into their costs, you will notice that at the end of the day, they make a more informed choices. Why I'm saying that is because, you see, at the age that we are in right now, this is an age that we have to try many things. We try many things, and at the end of the day, we tell ourselves the truth. Is this really profitable? Is this really profitable? See, sometimes pride does not allow us to tell ourselves the truth. Sometimes what people will say does not allow us to tell ourselves the truth. Sometimes the energy we have put into that thing does not allow us to tell ourselves the truth. Sometimes many other factors do not allow us to tell ourselves the truth. And that is why we continue to do a business that may not really be profitable, but we think it is profitable because what we are looking at is the final total sales and not the entire cost. Let's use the federal government, for example. The federal government says that the new minimum wage is 70,000 naira. That means that in a year, 70 times 12 should be 840,000. That means that the annual salary is 840,000. I'm just doing 12 times 70,000. That's 840,000. That means that call it 1 million so that we can have an idea. Call it 1 million. So that means that in 4 years, your expected annual income for a starter is 4 million. Total, your total cost. Now, if you are doing a business and your business cannot water down to the minimum wage in a month, what is minimum wage? Minimum wage is the salary that they are paying to level one worker in civil service. And the government says they have increased to 70,000. That means that for us in the private sector, we shouldn't be doing any business that gives us less profit than the minimum wage. Because let me tell you what the minimum wage does. The moment they have announced that the minimum wage is now 70,000, the prices of things will try to go up to meet up that minimum wage. That is why you see they give you minimum wage 70,000 from one hand, they use fuel price to take back the money from the other hand. So for you who is not earning salary from government, what business are you doing to be able to survive within a country that your fellow person staying in your same compound is earning a minimum wage of 70,000? Remember, level one worker is not a graduate, is school set. So minimum wage is not really a graduate fee in civil service. Graduate starts from level 8 or level 7, if I'm correct. Minimum wage is not level 7. Minimum wage is level 1. So what I'm trying to say is, whatever business you want to do going forward, this is not to you, it's to everybody, it's to myself. Target having above the minimum wage, because the cost of living in your country is based on the minimum wage, and that minimum wage is 70,000 naira at the moment. For you to understand very well, you can even challenge yourself and say the minimum wage is 80,000, because I understand that a state like Akwa Ibom State is paying 80,000, if I'm correct. Lagos State is paying 75,000. So call it that you shouldn't do a business that should not give you up to 100,000 naira profit. I understand that, I mean, every month. I understand that at the initial, it may not start like that. But let it be that this business has a prospect of being able to produce more than the minimum wage. If not, you are earning below the minimum wage, and that is not a good business to do. So another thing I want to say is that there are some businesses that you may not calculate their profit monthly. I understand. Like agriculture, you may not calculate the profit monthly. Even if you want to calculate the profit at the end of the year, or you want to calculate the profit at the end of 4 years, if your total revenue at the end of 4 years, you are able to sell and you have 10 million naira, no problem, 10 million naira. Now, when you remove your expenses, how much is left? Maybe 5 million naira. Then you divide that 5 million by the number of years it took you to make that money. If it took you 4 years to make that money, that means you have made like 1.2 million per year. Divide 1.2 million by 12 months. It means that you have made 100,000 per month. Even though I know the money may not come every month, but you are trying to understand the scale of your business so that you know exactly what you are doing. Another point I want to make is, it is very okay not to depend on one business. It is very okay to try to have at least 2-3 businesses, so that if one business is performing slowly, another can be performing fast, so that if one business profit is going to come out at the end of 4 years, another one can be coming out every day, like buying and selling, so that the one that is coming out every day can sustain your daily bread, and the one that is coming out at the end of 4 years can be what you will use to reinvest in another business. Now, you see, like still analyzing the palm oil that the palm fruit that you spoke about. I also want to ask, is there season of planting and season of not planting in palm fruits?
Yes, yes, there is. Yes,
So
there is.
that means that during the season of planting, more customers are going to buy the seedlings.
Yes, that's when they buy most,
So
during the planting season.
what do you do during the season that it is not the planting season? Maybe the harvesting season, that you are not selling the palm fruit at that time. What do you do?
Okay, basically, like this very season now is not actually the planting season, but then I am not still out of sales. Why? Because this is the time that people that want to transplant or that want to plant next year, this is the time that they will buy the seed and start nursing them. So sales are still coming in. Remember, the planting season, they buy more of the
So
ones I have already nursed and ready for transplanting. But this season is when they
beautiful,
buy the seed and not
beautiful. So that means that
to,
for for the seedling cells is all around the clock. During planting season,
of course,
people that want to buy at that time and plant will plant.
and
During the
plant.
non
Yes,
during the non-planting season, people that want to start growing their nursery will buy. Is that
yeah,
what you mean?
will buy.
Now
Exactly.
that is very encouraging. That is very encouraging for an investor, because an investor does not want a business that is seasonal, because if the business is booming in the rainy season, what do you do during the dry season? Do we have to wait till another year rainy season? So it is not a good
Mm.
mode of business. Okay, now to Renzel, your network is bad. So
Yes, sir.
for those who have business that they want to share, you can still join the live stream. The links are on the comment section. If you know, it is not for those who want to start a business, please. It's for those who have experience in business, so that we will talk about your ups and your downs and we will analyze your business. So, Renzel Cleaning, can you say hi? Let me hear your voice. Renzel, can you say hi?
Hi, hi,
Okay, 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 that's good.
hi,
So you see,
hi.
if I want to analyze your business, I will say, from all that you have said, the only challenge you are having now is to buy a converter and put in your generator and use gas. That is the only challenge that you have, because everything you said that was the downside of your
Yes, sir.
business
That's the only challenge
was,
I'm having.
what did you say? What did you say?
Network is really disturbing me, sir.
Yeah, I said, from what you have said, your only challenge is, for you to grow your business, is to buy a converter and be able to convert your generator to gas.
Yes, sir. That's what I'm supposed to do. That's what I should do.
Is that the only challenge to grow your business?
Yes, that's the only challenge to grow my business.
So the now, for as someone that wants to grow a business and you have identified the challenge, did you identify the cost of this of the converter that will fit your generator?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Go ahead,
As
tell
at
us the
last
cost.
as at as at as at last week, the gas cylinder and the converter should be around 80,000 naira, according to who is to convert it for me.
Okay, so As of last week, if I can hear you well, as of last week, the cost of a cylinder and a converter and the person that will convert it for you was valued at about 80,000 naira. Is that what you said?
Hello, sir. Sir, I'm hearing you now. Network is really bad,
I'm
please.
repeating. I'm repeating what you said. I said, did you say that as of last week, the cost of buying a cylinder, buying the converter and the labor was about 80,000 naira? Is that what you said?
Yes, yes. That's what the who is to install it told me.
Okay. Uh, what we are going to do, as Money Sense Academy, uh, the the admin, Michael Akman, is going to check your attendance. We are going to check your attendance, Renzel Cleaning Services. We will check your attendance in the last 1 or 2 months in Money Sense Academy. And if the admin say you have been punctual in most of our programs, you have been liking our page, you have been commenting, you've been attending our live stream, before Monday, that's next tomorrow, Money Sense Academy is going to give you 80,000 naira for you to buy the converter, buy the cylinder, and fix it in your generator. And when you do it, we will just expect you to do a 1 minute video and just show us that you have bought a converter, you have bought uh, a cylinder, and they have installed it in your generator. Because what we are after your business moving from point A to point B, because we believe that if your business move from point A to point B, you are going to at least employ one person. Even if it is one person that you can employ, one person like this, it is enough. You know, if everybody in the world can employ one person and be paying salary, I believe the world will be a better place. Because I believe that anybody that you are able to employ, that person that you are giving salary, he has some other person that he's helping. So imagine how one help has a line of people. So Money Sense Academy is going to give you 80,000 naira between now and Monday. We would have given you the money instantly. But like I said, we are not going to shortchange those who are very active in Money Sense Academy. You see, right now, I'm seeing about 7 people actively watching. By the time we finish this broadcast, over 500 people will come to my inbox and ask for one help or the other. But when we are doing trainings, when we are having live sessions, they won't come. After we have finished the training, they will come to my inbox to tell me how one problem or the other. We all have problems. I have problems. Everybody has problems. So if you come and tell me your wife is sick, you don't know if my own wife is sick. So we all have problems. You know, when someone tries to help another person, assist another person, is because we want to make the world a better place. Adding your own contribution. Only one person cannot help the entire world, but one person can just add. If all of us can add our little quota to making our society better, then the whole world will be better. If everybody add a little quota. So, Renzel, the admins we use today and tomorrow, you are going to just check your activities. Why we are saying this, that we don't want those who are active to complain and say, this person just came today and he has collected 80,000 naira for his business. How about us that since 3 years ago, we are always here, we are always here, we are always here. So we are not going to cheat people. So the moment the admin check and they are sure that you have been attending live stream, they will check all our videos, they will check our comment, you have been active, you are entitled to 80,000 naira to fix your business so that your business can earn better. Is that okay?
Yes, sir.
Good.
Yes, sir, that's
So
it.
next time
Thank
you're
you.
coming to the live stream, you need to try and be in a place that is more audible, that the network is better. So count it on us that we are going to uh, finance your business, help your business to move from point A to point B. Because the truth is that uh, because I'm a Christian, I will just quote the Bible a little. The truth is that somewhere in the Bible, you will see where the leprous people, there were some people, they were lepers. They were taken to the outskirts of the city, 4 lepers, and they all sat there. And one day, they said to themselves, shall we sit here and die? If we sit down here, we don't do anything to ourselves. We are going to die. If we stand up and go inside the city and ask for help, ask for food, two things will happen. It's either they will still kill us or they will help us. So they said, shall we sit here and die? And they stood up and they went into the city. And the Bible says that they were helped, they were not killed. So what I'm trying to say is that there is no point to sit down in one place and complain. There is no point to sit down in one place and blame the government. We just have to continue thinking of other ways to survive. We have to continue thinking of other ways. If this business is not working, you go to another business. If another one is not working, there's no harm in trial. Try as many as you can try. Failure is not final. If you fail in one business, it does not make you a failure. Go and read about this drink that we always drink, called a 7 Up. That drink, 7 Up. It is said that the producers of that drink, they tried 6 times to produce a good drink and they failed. And the seventh time, they were able to produce that drink and they call it 7 Up. That means for 6 times they were down, but the seventh time they got up. So what we are trying to say is that failure is not final, it's only a pause for reorganization. So I believe that we have solved your problem, Renzo. At least the live stream is beneficial to you. Now, so Mbotide, uh, I will want to encourage you. I want to encourage you that in addition, because you see, your business, the fall of your business, I'm not confessing negative thought. I'm not saying the business has fallen, but let's say the slow pace of the business is not entirely your fault. Rather, it is the fault of, it is caused by customers not coming. If you look at the problem that Renzel had, in Renzel's own case, he could not deliver the service because the service was too expensive based on fuel. In your own case, the seedlings are there, but customers are the one facing the economic hardship. So they cannot really patronize. So it is not really your fault, but the fault of the customers and the fault of the economy. And only you cannot change the entire economy. Only you cannot go and start giving all your customers money for them to have money so that they will come and patronize you. The problem your business is facing is not from your business, it is from external factors. That the economy has failed, the economy has gone bad, making the customers not to patronize. In that case, it is not that your seedlings is bad. It is not that you cannot store your seedlings. It is not that you are not advertising well, but the people who are supposed to buy don't have the money. In that particular instance, you yourself, you cannot help. You cannot help because you cannot develop your business in this direction by going to give them money so that they will come and patronize you. So you cannot help because you cannot change the external factors. So one of the things that I will advise is, instead of thinking of changing those factors, like to change to give your customers money for them to be rich and be able to patronize you. Instead of looking at it from that way, instead of looking at it from the whole economic situation getting better, I am an advocate for people, especially an intelligent and educated person like you know, to think of a digital skills. Did you watch this the 8 minute video, that the training video this morning before this broadcast started? That video.
Sure, I did.
Now, that video, I produce it. The whole of that video, I design it. And you know what? I use just my phone to design it. That voice that you heard, I designed it. And I sat down here with my phone. I didn't need to go to a studio. There's no recording done. Everything is AI. I designed it. And let me shock you. Are you aware that those videos are earning money on YouTube? Those videos are earning money on. Those videos are making money on TikTok. Those videos are earning money on YouTube. Those videos are earning money on Facebook. Those videos are earning money on every social media platform by just using my phone and designing a video for people to watch. Now, by me designing that video, all I have spent is to go and charge my phone. And that is what I always encourage everybody who can at least use the computer to a little extent. While the economy is difficult, while the economy is challenging, it is necessary that you should also try to imbibe some digital skills. I just gave you one digital skill, which is making video content. This type that I made now is called making faceless video content. That means my face is not there. From beginning to the end, you will not see my face. There are some video content that I do, and you will see my face. I'm the one talking. This one is called faceless video content. Go and check it online. Faceless video content is making so much money. And it has nothing to do with season. And the moment your video is out there, you are getting paid every month. It's not seasonal. And you did not spend anything. It's just your ideas and your mobile phone. Why am I saying this? It's because in this digital age, we all must key in one way or the other into the digital space, not only by making video, graphic design, writing scripts. I've been saying these things. There are a lot that will not be dependent on the economy. My videos are broadcasted in Australia. I share my videos. People are watching it in Australia, in Canada, in America, in Nigeria, in Cameroon. The moment I put my videos on my platform and all other videos that you see there, people are watching it from everywhere. So what does it mean? If the economy of Nigeria is bad, that people cannot buy data and watch my video, they will buy data from US and watch it. They will buy data from another country and watch it. So my videos, my online content are not restricted to people's economy. Do you understand me? It is not restricted to any location. While I'm talking to you, I'm talking to a large number of people out there. It is not restricted to a location. It is not restricted to a geographical area. If you want, by the time you start making money from using your phone, you buy a good laptop. You continue from there. So, like I said, I gave you guys the task. You see, I cannot be more worried about your successes than you yourself. I gave you guys a task. Go out, look for people that will train you on digital skills. Bring the person to me. I will pay the person to train you guys. How many people have done that? Have I seen anybody? That means you are not even ready to be trained. Neither are you ready to use your hands to even make this money. But if I should open my inbox, my brother, if I should open my inbox, and this thing cannot end. That is why I have decided that instead of solving people's problem one after the other on my inbox, because I have problems and I cannot even solve all. Even if I was to be the governor of Akwa Ibom State or of Nigeria today, the kind of problems I see in my inbox, I cannot solve half. The governor cannot solve half. So it is not possible for one person to solve all the problems, but it is possible for one person to sit down like this and pour out wisdom, and people take that wisdom and go and improve. It is possible that you guys can bring somebody that will say, I am going to dedicate my time for 1 month and train people on maybe digital marketing, for example. And I pay the person, and people sit in that class and receive that lecture and receive that handwork. Because now we have to give people skills. So if you are not even ready to learn the skills, how then can we be of help? So, but today we will talk more. I look at it from a different perspective, honestly, because, like I said, my thoughts centers around improvement. So, if I ask myself, from what Mbochidem has said now, if you give him 100,000 naira, what can he do with that money in this scenario? Honestly, from your narration, nothing. You can only go and buy more seedlings. I'm coming, please. You can only go and buy more seedlings. And the problem is not the seedlings. You can only go and buy more products. The problem is not the product. The problem is that the consumers, the off-takers themselves are facing some challenges to be able to buy from you. That their challenges can be the economic situation. It could be the planting season. It could be anything. They are facing challenges. And that challenge is what is stopping them from patronizing you. It's not really your product. So one of the ways I can assist you, because when I'm talking like this on live, I believe that many people are watching. If they're not watching live, they will watch it later. So whatever I'm saying has to some extent, has to make sense. You know, rather, what makes sense to me is how we can work together to diversify. By diversifying, I don't mean stop what you are doing. No, I mean add something else to it. Add a plan B to it. And that plan B should be something that does not look at the economy. And one of the things that will not look at the economy is digital skills. What are digital skills? When you go and check online, you are going to see what I'm trying to talk about. There are more than 500 digital skills. I like giving examples of the one I am doing. So sometimes I will talk about video production, video editing, graphic design, because these are the digital marketing, e-commerce. These are the things I do. So it will look like there are more than, just go Google it, check and say digital skills that someone can learn and make money online. There are hundreds of it. So we will not allow anybody else on the live stream again. So Vicky Press, you were following the program, use 5 minutes and speak about your business so that we find a way and wrap up. Vicky Press is no longer there. She's not hearing us. Okay, so we are going to wrap up now. Wrapping up now means for you, but to them, I need you to go and have a deep thinking, chat with me, private chat with me, have a deep thinking. Let's come up with something. Let's come up with something. I'm telling you the gospel truth. What you are doing is good. What you are doing, I don't want to say much about it because I'm not here to say how much I know you, you know. So right now I'm treating you like every other person in Money Sense Academy. But I know that you know what you are saying, because what you are saying is not just you. Your entire family has been into it. Am I lying?
You are right. You are right, sir.
So it's something from your grandfather to your father to your mother. So you know it. You don't. Nobody have to teach you about it. You know it. So because I know you, I can say for sure that you know that business. You know, in fact, you have only added education to it by trying to go into hybrid. That is the Malaysian species. You know, you are only adding education, which is very good to add something to what has been there already. But I know and I am convinced that you know exactly what you are saying. So I am convinced because I know you beyond this live stream that you are. But for the sake of this live stream and for the sake of what we are training on in Money Sense Academy, the presentation you just made now will not flow in, because looking at the entire framework, except in another session you reframe it, but in this framework that you came with is a no for me, a very big no for me, because I'm considering a lot of factors, considering that whatever is bringing the business down, whatever is causing loss of sales is not internal factor, is external factor. And we cannot deal with external factors. We can only deal with internal factors. Renzel was having an internal factor issue, an issue that came up from his own self. You are having an issue that is coming up from the environment. That's the customer. The environment here means the customers and the environment, the economy, and such will be less difficult to treat in just a live stream session like this. So we are going to wrap up this session by trying to we are going to wrap up this session by trying to encourage people to understand that the things that reduces our finances, the thing that doesn't allow us to get to the level that we want to be, most of them are internal factors. For example, we said we are going to have a live stream today at 7:30. More than 100 people came to my inbox in the last 1 week saying they want to be among those that are going to speak today. I said, no problem. Because I know that most of our youth are not time conscious. So I said, no problem. I refuse to choose anybody. So Michael said, oh, let's choose 10 people. I said, no problem, go ahead. Let's see how many people are going to be punctual. But you see, as at the time, of the broadcast, we had just one person who was on time. That was Mbotidem, was on time. Some few minutes later, Renzel joined, and the other 8 are not here. So if today was to be a day like Renzel has won 80,000 naira for himself because he was in the live stream, he presented, and he fulfilled all righteousness. Now, do you know how many other people that would have made money today, but just because they were not here on time, just because they did not keep to the instruction? So you see, sometimes you need to, before you start looking at village people, look at yourself. Ask yourself, are you doing what you are supposed to do to meet up with success? Where I am 8 hours ahead of you. Many of you, you have brothers and sisters and relations who are staying overseas. Some of them, the moment they travel out of the country, you have never seen them again on Facebook. You have never seen them again anyway. Because the way we work here is not like the way you guys work in Nigeria. It is serious here. You understand? But rather than me canceling today's session, I brought it 30 minutes closer because at exactly the 4 o'clock, I have somewhere a session I'm supposed to be in. And here, you are not late for 1 minute for anything that you do. If somebody is having an appointment with you at 4 o'clock, you are there. You don't land at 4:05. Ask anybody. If they are going to work and you go late, they send you back. There is nothing that a white man considers insulting like to be late for an appointment. It is as bad as even if he tells his girlfriend, we are going on a dinner date by 6 o'clock. Anywhere the girl is, the girl will land in that restaurant by 6 sharp. The man will land in that place by 6. But in Nigeria, if you tell a girl, let's meet by 6 in a particular place, you will be there at 6 and you will start calling her. You will tell her, I want to shower. I want the bath. Because we are used to it. We are used to the fact that if you are having a meeting with someone at 5 o'clock, it is at that 5 that you start to shower. Sometimes it is at that 5 that you start to enter, look for transport to travel down there. But you should have added all those things into your. So if you know that to look for transport, to do this, to do that will take you 1 hour, then you should have left your house at 4 o'clock to be there at 5. It is more honorable to be at an event earlier than to be there late. And these things are keeping us poor. So when we are here in finance class, we add discipline to all that we are doing. And we understand that it is wrong. So for many people who would have been here today, and only God knows, out of the 10, the 20 people, how many people would have at least gotten up to 100,000 for their businesses? It's only God that knows. Because I myself don't know. But when I come out and sit down like this, I don't know anybody I'm going to give anything to. It's as you speak, as my spirit leads me. If I was to be talking about my brother, my sister, but today here is my brother. But instead of pushing him to go and fail more, I would rather sit with him and we brainstorm. So that at the end of the day, it doesn't look like you gave somebody money and the person is not prosperous. You have to identify what has to be done. So please, like I said, forward going, we have to look at our attitudes because it matters a lot. It matters a lot, So thank you very much for today. The admins have taken note of people on the live broadcast, and we have a reward package for everyone. We have to end this session now because we have taken even more than one.